Ciao a tutti and welcome back to my channel, Genius Speaking, your favorite channel to boost your Italian language skills. Today we are tackling a super common point of confusion for Italian language learners. How to properly express the relationship between cause and effect. Let's start with the important phrase, and that is a causa di. It is a compound phrase that starts with a preposition a, causa, di, and ends with another preposition. Causa can be translated as English cause. That's why a causa di can be the equivalent of caused by. This very phrase is your neutral, formal and objective way to express that two events are connected. It simply states the reason why something happened, without assigning any blame or making a judgment. The structure is often a causa di and you add the nominal phrase. La lezione è stata posticipata a causa del traffico. The lesson was postponed due to traffic. As you can see, in Italian language, I can state the first sentence and then I link this one to the effect via the formula a causa di. And you can see I'm not expressing any judgments, nor positive or negative. It is just a statement of what linked action 1 and action 2. La partita è stata interrotta a causa della pioggia. The game was interrupted because of the rain. Even in this case, I merely state that the rain caused the game to be interrupted. It works also passively, so I can list after what determined the first action to be triggered. Il cambiamento climatico avviene a causa dell'inquinamento. Climate change happens due to pollution. This is the most formal and objective way to express the link between the two sentences. However, remember that the final particle di, it is a preposition, so must be merged to the possible next article. L'inquinamento, pollution, the pollution wants its article in Italian language. Di plus il becomes dell'inquinamento. Remember, a causa di is just stating a fact, not feelings. Feelings, by other hand, can be introduced by another nominal phrase, and it is per colpa di. The translation is because of often implies someone's fault. Colpa is the key word. Colpa in Italiano means blame. So, per colpa di, again, colpa framed between two prepositions, it is used when you voluntarily want to blame something or someone for what happens. Io ho perso il treno per colpa di Luca. I've missed the train because of Luca. It was Luca's fault. I could have said io ho perso il treno a causa di Luca. But this fairly objective way to specify the sentence would actually sound weird because it is clear that's Luca's fault. However, when there's some intentions that caused the trigger or events, in a negative way, it is better to use per colpa di. L'economia non cresce per colpa della crisi. The economy isn't growing because of the crisis. I can blame not only persons, but also abstract entities. And also can blame myself. Io ho rotto il piatto per colpa della mia distrazione. I broke the plate because of my distraction. Remember, if you're talking about the weather, always use a causa di, because it's nobody's fault if it's raining. However, if you're blaming your little brother because he ate all Nutella, you are free to use per colpa di. But what about positive? Is that present in Italian language? Yes, of course. You can specify the relationship between cause and effect in a positive way using grazie a, thanks to. Even in Italian language, you can use this nominal phrase to assess cause and effect in a positive way. Ho imparato l'italiano grazie a Genius Speaking. I learned Italian thanks to Genius Speaking. Bonus tip for Genius speakers, there's also a simple perché, why. In Italian language can link two sentences that have cause-effect relationship. It means because it fits between two sentences. And its general purpose is that can be used in pretty much every kind of context. Formal, informal, positive, negative. It depends by the context. Can be perceived as positive. Sono contento perché domani vado in vacanza. I'm happy because tomorrow I'm going on holiday. Or I can use to express a negative exception. Sono stanco perché ho lavorato troppo. I'm tired because I worked too much. And guess what? You can find perché twice in the same sentence. For instance, perché tu studi l'italiano? Perché mi piace. Why do you study Italian? Because I like it. Why and because are translated in Italian language with the same word, perché. At the starting of the question translates why, and at the beginning of the answer translates because. Ladies and gentlemen, class is dismissed. Remember, hit the like button if you like the lesson, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss any lessons coming out on this channel. But remember, most importantly, speak like a genius. Bye bye!